Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Welcome to another Market Open stream. Of course, today we got to talk more about this situation with the war, how fear is rising, how oil is skyrocketing, but Bitcoin won't break. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything, and let's have a good time, as always. All right, welcome. Hopefully you guys got through your daytime savings adjustment. I think I got over it, but I don't know. I don't know fully. I mean, losing an hour, I don't know what that does to the body. But nevertheless, we are here, and look at this. Bitcoin yesterday night fell down below this support line. We went to like 65 again, but look at it right now. We're coming back up, 68.8. Not nearly as good as our 73, 74,000 from a few days ago, but it does look like Bitcoin is remaining strong. It's not breaking. It's not breaking any lower. And it looks like we want to go back up today. We're up 4.5% from yesterday. Looks absolutely fantastic. And this is despite the US market opening pretty red, although this is way better than yesterday. Last night, futures market indicated Dow was going to be negative 1,000 and negative 400 for NASDAQ. We are still red, but way better than that. And again, despite the fact that the markets are red today, Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin is recovering. So what's the latest? Well, the latest is, the war is still escalating. There's missiles flying everywhere, drones flying everywhere, and it continues to escalate. There's a new supreme leader who is the son of Ayatollah, but supposedly he got injured. Like, it's pretty ruthless out there. Every person that has become the new leader has been taken out swiftly. So yeah. But U.S. orders staff to leave Saudi Arabia also as war spreads. The whole region, basically, is quite chaotic, obviously, with attack drones and missiles flying everywhere. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So the whole situation is still obviously ongoing. The point of my last night's video is no one really knows how long this is going to last. People expected that this was going to be over soon, like within days or a week. Obviously, it has been a week. It's not over. Trump himself said that he always thought this was going to be a 4-week mission. We still got 3 weeks left. Is that really the case? Or is this going to be a much longer situation, right? No one knows at this point. No one knows. But yeah, that's what's causing, obviously, global fears, also causing oil to surge, right? How high is oil going to go? Don't know. It says in here Iraq, Kuwait, and UAE, the 3 big OPEC producers, decided to cut output. And right now, obviously, there's a blockade at the Strait of Hormuz, too. And that's why. All this is going to decrease the amount of oil flowing through all the nations that are buying. So this is also causing a lot of chaos. When oil spikes, it's not good for anything. Not good for anything. Except Bitcoin, apparently, because we are going to break 69,000 again. So with all this oil shortage, South Korea to impose a fuel price cap for the first time in 30 years. 30 years. Are we going to do the same? What is the pump price going to be this week? Are we going to see like a huge increase? Probably, right? So a lot of nations are starting to prepare, worried that oil may continue higher. And man, I've seen a lot. I remember oil being above 120s, and it was not good. And I also remember oil, I don't know if you guys remember during COVID time where it went below zero, that you could have gotten free barrels of oil if you wanted to. And that was insane too. And I've seen oil fluctuate like both ways. It's kind of wild how that works. Anyways, yeah, that's what's going on. I mean, obviously there's a lot more that I'm not sharing. If you want full war details, you can get it somewhere else. But the main point is this is causing a lot of uncertainty, right? That's why we see these fluctuations with stocks, with gold and silver even, and with Bitcoin and crypto. I mean, not even safe havens like gold and silver are actually doing well right now. You tend to see them come crashing down too, right? This is how uncertain the situation is. This is pretty much new. I mean, not really new. I mean, the U.S. have done invasions and have gone to war, but the situation is new, right? And there's a lot of uneasiness over the Middle East. So we'll see how it develops. But right now, it's looking pretty promising for Bitcoin. We always have a lot of great things happening. There's no doubt about it. On Friday, we unfortunately had an outflow. But overall, last week was a good inflow week. And the week before that was a good inflow week. Okay? But the last few days, we had outflows, unfortunately. You could see minus 350 for Bitcoin, minus 83 for ETH, minus 17 million for XRP, and minus 8 million for Sol as oil prices started, or barrels of oil started going up. We'll see how this week is, okay? We have been building that bottom support structure, okay? We're in that bottoming process, I believe. And it's just a matter of time. We recover fully from the 60s into the 70s, and then the 80s, and the 90s, and then back 100 again. But yeah, right now Bitcoin stays calm while other markets panic. This is what Bitcoin was created for, a store of value, right? Becoming the ultimate store of value. And we'll see if today holds. But we're definitely seeing a lot of strength right around where we are, about the 67, 68 mark that we're holding. And the Bitcoin bulls obviously are still here, and they're not going away. Right? Who are the Bitcoin bulls? I think you guys know that. Who are the Bitcoin bulls? Well, Saylor, it was rumored that he was only going to buy another 1,000 Bitcoin. We actually had a prediction market. We had a prediction event on ClashPix about it. Because last week it was reported that he sold about $1 billion worth of Strike shares. But today he comes out and says, no, that's not what we do. We buy tens of thousands of Bitcoins at a time. Strategy just bought close to 18,000 Bitcoin, 1.28 billion, just when everyone thought Strategy couldn't raise anymore and can't possibly buy more Bitcoin. They did. That's a crazy amount to be buying right now. But overall, they hold 738,731 Bitcoin. So Saylor is carrying Bitcoin on his back right now. Even though that shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't have one person or one company that is doing that. But he definitely is. I don't see anyone else buying a $1.3 billion of the Bitcoin at this time. Well, there could be, and it's just hidden. We just don't know. But Saylor leading the way. Here's someone else, a French company, Capital B, that just bought 2. Okay, obviously That's much smaller amount, but it doesn't matter. They're still DCAing. Overall, they have 2,836, which is a very high number. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes you buy one, sometimes you buy two, sometimes you buy a 1,000 or 10,000, right? You're contributing to everyone, basically, all the Bitcoiners, by removing Bitcoin from the supply. That is what's happening. What else? What else is happening here? Let's see. A couple other things. Today's a slow Bitcoin day, but you know, we got a few more things. Exchange whale ratio. So I guess this is measuring the whales that are coming back and accumulating. And you tend to see spikes sometimes. It's a hard graph to read, but you can see the points that are boxed and how we see spikes. And that tends to happen during the bottoms, during like these volatile periods. And that is what we're seeing right now. Obviously, it's a great time to be buying when Bitcoin is 50% discounted right now, right? So that is encouraging. That's part of the bottoming process. It happens every single time. Also, this is measuring long short-term holders, okay? A lot of times you'll see long-term holders, their ratio drop because short-term holders come in, and then you see a lot of the short-term holders leave when there's like a crypto winter, when there's something going on. Now, you'll see that that trend line keeps going up because every time short-term holders come in, there are some that do stay. They become long-term holders. So that's why you see the bottom trend line go upwards, just like Bitcoin's price. But every single time, you also see a lot of short-term holders leave due to volatility, right? But again, this is kind of a really good metric to look at, this ratio between long-term holders and short-term holders. And when all the short-term holders are gone, all you're left with are long-term holders that continue to DCA, right? This leads to seller exhaustion. Basically, there's no one left to sell. And we're in one of those times right now. So very, very, very encouraging. What else? The 20 EMA, one of the moving averages. Whenever we break below, like during crypto winters, it's kind of like the best time to accumulate. Wouldn't you agree? Those of you guys that accumulated around 15,000, the bottom of the last cycle, you would agree. People that accumulated around 3,000, the bottom of the previous cycle, you would agree. And people that accumulated around $100, $116 from the bottom of the prior cycle to all those cycles, you would agree, right? It will be the same thing. Once we recover higher, we go up, people will say, well, you had a chance to accumulate in the 60s. Why didn't you do it? And there will be those that say, well, I thought it was going to go lower. Every single time. Every single time. And then guess what? Those people come back and FOMO in that higher price. That's how it works. That's how it works. Lastly, there's this. This is like a gold Bitcoin kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of confusing, but something about 14 months, basically from the top, from one of the previous peaks down to the bottom, and then we recover. It's about 14 months. So we're right around there. You just got to stay strong, my friends. Despite all the scariness, all the volatility, war, and everything that's going on, look at Bitcoin. It is remaining strong. We are not heading any lower. We just broke through 69,000. Can we head back to 70,000? And can we keep going back to 74,000 this week? That would be super, super encouraging. That would show we are definitely in the phase of this bottoming process where there's no more sellers. It's just buyers accumulating. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of this week goes. You could see the U.S. market is not getting any better. Dow has now fallen to minus 600. NASDAQ fallen 250. Yet Bitcoin is still coming up. Very, very encouraging. Even look at it. Even silver. Silver's not moving. Gold's not moving today. You know, people are not flocking to gold or silver. Tesla's down. Broadcom is the only stock that's up right now. No, I take that back. Look at MicroStrategy. After buying $1 billion, 1.3 billion, it's up 4% today. Coinbase is up too. The two crypto-related stocks up. Well, why put UFC and tennis on Clash? Have you not been on Clash Picks, Danny Boy? We just had a big UFC. What was it? UFC 326 or something? We had a lot of events up. You must have missed it. And I think we put tennis up already. You need to check it out, man. And Clash is still holding very strong. 31 million. Not going anywhere. And we are getting a ton of volume on Clash Picks right now. Like every night with NBA games, we are like seeing a ton of volume. But now we're seeing a lot of volume with other things too. And soon, baseball will be here. We got tennis. We got like NASCAR, F1. We got hockey. We got everything. And we're going to introduce something very, very cool today. Very cool that I will go into a little bit. All right, let's do some Q&A. Just got back from vacation. First thing I did was check wins. I was wondering where you were last week. I didn't see you participate as much. But man, I had some crazy win streaks the last few days on NBA stuff. The day before and yesterday, I killed it with my predictions. Killed it. Today is really encouraging, guys. It's really encouraging because we came up from our brief dip last night. Bitcoin is green despite the US market, despite gold being very, very red. This is what we want to see. Bitcoin stand and deviate, and we're seeing that today, which is good. We haven't seen this for a while. Defense stocks are down for some reason. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I think the stock market is just not doing good today, no matter what. So we're inching to minus 700. Oil is at 99, slightly below 100, but still very, very high. Does the Soul lawsuit bother you or concern you? I have no idea what it even is. What lawsuit? So obviously, no, it doesn't bother me, but like I don't even know what it's about. Love the new predicted events filter. Yeah, someone requested it. I don't think really anyone uses all that much, but I know you requested it, but that's in there. But you know, we got events for everything. Everything. So what I asked about tennis, we got tennis in here. We got golf in here. Obviously, we have geopolitical events in here. We have Survivor in here, although a lot of people are not making predictions on Survivor. But we got collectibles. Got some interesting ones, like Logan Paul, whether he's going to pull a Charizard from his Black Triangle packs. That's something new. Oscar stuff is coming. And I mentioned TV shows, finance, you know, gold price. We got inflation ones, right? That's coming up. CPI, that's coming up this week. You can make predictions on those. Clarity Act, S&P, gas. What is the gas? National gas price going to be this week? You can make predictions on that. You make predictions on everything. But sports obviously is dominating. A lot of NBA stuff. We got soccer, UCL stuff, NHL, MLB. We don't have a lot of Trump stuff recently. We should have more Trump stuff. And world events. You know, we got this Trump and Xi summit. You can predict on how many tornadoes we're going to have this month. Will the United States confirm aliens? And we're going to introduce something today. We're going to introduce something today called multi-picks bonus. It's going to be awesome. It's about done. We're going to introduce that today. Last week, or you know, for a week of March, the last big thing we introduced was Volume Championship, which actually has been doing very, very well. A lot of people are making a huge amount of bids, and we're seeing volume go up from Volume Championship. But multi-picks bonus will be another layer that's going to make things even better. So when it comes out, you guys will see on the front page. Basically, the concept is we will be linking events together. Okay, we might link 2 NBA events or 2 geopolitical events or 2 whatever events together. And if you bid on both and you are right and you win, you get an extra bonus on top of that. So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Someone asked about the new chaos mode for Clash. I have played it. It is kind of crazy. It is chaos. I see all the creators talking about it. It's good because there was this period where all these creators started bashing Supercell for being too greedy and all this stuff, and they don't really care about communities. I'm glad to see that they did something to make the community enjoy the game a little bit again. So we're gonna have some tournaments this week too. A pro tournament on Wednesday, and I think an amateur tournament on Friday. I don't know if it's amateur or expert. We may even try chaos mode. Man, we got 2,800 people watching today. What a great day. What a great day for crypto, but not a good day for U.S. market. Man, now we're in minus 700. minus 700, minus 300, but crypto today is doing well, and MicroStrategy and Coinbase sort of doing well. Not as well as just like 10 minutes ago, but I don't know why people are trying to like make fun of soccer. It is what it is. People love their own sports. People are very passionate about it. That's why people love to predict on sports, because they're so passionate about the team or about the sport itself. Um, it's okay. Everyone has their own thing. Some people like golf. Some people like soccer. Some people like football. Some people like basketball. Is Cardano finished as asset? Define finished. You think it's going to stay here forever? You think it's just going to stay at 26 cents forever? Is that what you're asking? Bullseye, that 10 a.m. dip is no longer a thing. Ever since Jane Street got sued, it's pretty obvious that Jane Street was the one behind it. And ever since they got sued, they stopped. Um, what is your stance on portfolio balance these days? Highly, highly, highly skewed towards Bitcoin. You could still you can still follow the 50 25 25 rule, but as long as the 25% in big caps are truly the big caps like ETH, Sol, XRP, um, like these big caps, right? And 25% of everything else, I would suggest Clash maybe, or anything else that you believe in that can definitely come up back up, right? Things like Sui, Avax, um, Cardano, they're not quite the big caps anymore they used to be, but they're still very strong projects. But if you want to be 100% in Bitcoin or 95% in Bitcoin or 90% in Bitcoin right now and 10% everything else, probably the smarter thing to do. What do you see first, 40K or 150K? 150K. I don't see I don't think we go below 60. So I think we are definitely a lot closer to bottom than we are to top, and we could have already passed the bottom at 60K. We tried to go back down. We went to like 62 something, and then we came back up. Yesterday it looked like we want to go back down more to 65, and then we came back up, and now we're inching back to 70, in which we broke above last week. No one knows where the bottom is exactly until enough time has passed, right? That's how it is. So once we start holding the 70s and we start inching towards the 80s, and then we inch towards the 90s, then we'll know, okay, 60 was our bottom. But right now, no one can say for sure. We actually wicked down to 60 exactly. This was a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. I don't know when, but it was down to 60. Yeah, I heard Jane Street was manipulating the Indian stock market for a long time. The funny thing is, they moved into silver recently. They loaded up on silver ETFs, so that may be their next target. But I don't get how they could continue to do it when they've been accused of something or they've been proven to be manipulating like markets. So I don't know how they could continue to get away with it. Like, it should be highly illegal. It should be criminal. You know, these shouldn't be civil lawsuits. These should be criminal lawsuits. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going anywhere today with the U.S. market. I don't think there's going to be a recovery. Yeah, we're past the 10 a.m. Bitcoin did not dip. In fact, it looks like we want to go higher. I'm feeling tired today. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel the greatest. I feel tired. I don't know if it's the daytime savings adjustment or what, but not feeling the greatest. But I'm always feeling good about Clash and Clash picks. Always exciting to see new events pop up, volume go higher, and new features being implemented. And I suggest everyone to get on board, start making predictions, skill-based predictions based on all your crypto knowledge, your finance knowledge, your politics, political knowledge, your sports knowledge. Put that to good use. And remember, you can use P-Clash. Today is actually a claim day, so anyone can connect their wallet and collect P-Clash for free. No obligations. You collect it for free, and you can make predictions with it. And a lot of people do. A lot of people do every single day, every single week. So try it out. And then multi-picks bonus should be out today. I think it'll be out today. And then we'll be even better. No one else has this kind of stuff. No prediction markets have as much features as we do. We just don't have the same kind of volume yet, but we're growing every single month. This is only month 2 for us. We've only been operating for a month and not even a month and a half, month and 1 week basically, almost month and a half. It's crazy how much we have and all the progress we have made. It's really quite amazing. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off, take a rest. Not feeling the greatest, but you know what? If you're a Bitcoin holder, you should be feeling pretty good. Today is a bad day. Bad day for U.S. markets. Bad day overall with all the Middle East stuff and oil skyrocketing, but Bitcoin remains strong. Bitcoin won't break. And we're sitting at 69,000 today, which is really awesome. Really awesome. All right. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Take care. Have a good one.